students, now I'm going to explain you the next source of history is number 5, administration produces record. Another important source of history of that period is official records, that is in the written form by British administration. The British believed that the act of writing was important if we want to get the record. So at that time there was no invention of computer was there. So what they believed only in the written records. Every instruction, plan, policy decision, any agreement, compromise, investigation, they were just keeping as a record, as a written record they were keeping. Once this was done, things could be properly studied and debated. When it was written, after that they are studying them properly. They were arguing and debating on them. This conviction produces an administrative culture of memos, noting, notice, and reports where they were written as a written records. The British also felt that all important documents and letters needed to be carefully secured and preserved because every proof is there in written. So we have to secure it properly. So they set up record rooms attached to all administrative institutions. There were many records rooms were there where they were keeping all the records, written records there. That was belong to agreement, investigation, policy decision, plan, investigation, etc. The village Tahsildar office, the collectorate, the commissioner office, the provincial secretariat, the law court all had their own record room. Specialized institutions like archives and museum were also established to preserve important records there. Number 6 is their surveys. So the practice of surveying also became common under the colonial. Next source of history is surveys. So surveying also became common under the colonial administration at the time. The British believed that a country had to be properly known through could be administered. By the early 19th century, many surveys were being carried out to the map the entire country. They want to see, they want to survey of India. So they have the survey through the map. In the villages, revenue, the land tax, land income, surveys were conducted at the time. The efforts was to know why they have just made the purpose behind that, so to know about the topography. Topography means the landscape, the land, how much the land the Indian is having, the soil quality, the animals, flora and fauna like plants, trees, different type of the crops are there, the local histories and the cropping pattern, all the facts and reality seen as necessary to know about the administered the region. So they have just started the survey at the time. From the end of the 19th century, when they have just started to census, census means they were just counting the population, operation were held every 10 years. These prepared detailed records of the number of people in all the states of India. It is also noting information on caste, religions and occupation. There were many other surveys, geological surveys, archaeological surveys, many surveys were there, forest surveys were there at that time. Last source of history is print as a source. Many European artists also arrived in India along with the trading company. Many trading company they have just visited India. They produced various images showing the major incident of history, but images need to be carefully studied. If we will look at the picture, what they have written in the picture, it shows that it can be found in several illustrated books produced by British after the 1857 rebellion. It is telling about the revolution of 1857. Which picture at the bottom says mutinous. Mutinous means that revolutionary sipais share the loot, even that they were just looting the Britishers. But if we will see, if we will compare that, it is some people are saying this is the wrong picture. It is the British soldiers who have been showing looting. It is not the Indian people. So both condition, it is appearing the British people were what they were rebels, not the Indian peoples were there. And this is the picture of Britishers, and it is first picture is not clear. So they were showing, they were just misleading the people at the time. The Indian people were what they are greedy, vicious and very cruel people. But in figure 2, it is showing that it is not, these are not the Indian people, these are the British people. So it is also showing the print as a source of to get knowledge about the history, and it is showing what is reality and what it is based on fiction only. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.